Beneath the shimmering surface of the deep blue sea, where sunlight falls in broken ribbons and ancient magic stirs with every current, there existed a kingdom, untouched by time. Coral towers rose like jeweled spires, shells hummed with the echo of forgotten songs, and the water itself seemed alive, breathing, listening, remembering. Among the thousands of sea creatures that lived there, only a few carried the sacred gift of song. And among those chosen voices, one shone brighter than all the rest. Marina, the youngest daughter of the Sea King. Marina was unlike her sisters, who were strong and proud like fierce waves. She carried inside her a gentle flame, a tenderness rare in the sea. Her voice could heal wounded creatures, awaken dormant reefs, and soothe even the wildest storms. When she sang, the ocean became softer,
You have disobeyed me,
almost
Marina.
human. Her father often warned her
went
that
to the
such power
surface.
must be used wisely, for the sea never gave gifts
must
without asking
never
something
go
in
near
return.
the world
And if her voice
above.
were ever used for the
It's a
sake of humans, those
dangerous
unpredictable
place.
beings who lived above the waves, her soul would weaken. Yet Marina could not help but wonder about the world above. At night, she often rose to the surface, watching the moon ripple across the water. She loved the sound of the wind most of all. It carried a softness she had never found beneath the waves, a promise of something more, something different awaiting beyond the boundary she had never crossed. One stormy night, as lightning cracked open the sky and the sea roared with fury, Marina surfaced to watch the chaos unfold. But her fascination broke the moment she saw a ship struggling against the towering waves. On its deck, a young man fought desperately for his life, refusing to surrender even as the storm clawed at him. A violent surge slammed into the ship, throwing him into the dark water. In that single moment, Marina's heart moved faster than her thoughts. She dove through the raging waves, reaching him just as the sea tried to claim his final breath. She wrapped her arms around him, singing softly, not because she chose to break the laws of the sea, but because her soul refused to let him die. Her voice pierced the storm like a thread of light, calming the water long enough for her to carry him safely to shore. Under the pale glow of the moon, she laid him gently on the sand. His face, softened by sleep, was unlike anything she had ever seen. Human, yet impossibly fragile. Brave, yet wounded. She traced a hand along the line of his jaw, wishing she could stay until he awoke. But the laws of her world were unforgiving. With a final whisper, "I hope we meet again," she slipped back beneath the waves before he opened his eyes. The young man, Prince Alaric, awoke the next morning with a memory that felt like a dream, a voice warm, luminous, ethereal, pulling him back from death. His people said he must have imagined it, but he knew what he heard. That voice had saved him. And so he returned to the shore every morning and every night, waiting for a sign of the mysterious girl who had given him life. Marina watched him from the water's edge, hidden behind the rocks. She saw the way he looked out at the sea, searching for someone he couldn't name. And in the quiet thrum of her heart, something began to blossom. A longing, a hope, a desire not just to be seen, but to exist in his world, the world she had only ever touched in a dream. Her father grew fearful. When he discovered she had used her voice to save a human, his anger shook the coral palaces. Humans forget kindness as quickly as the tide forgets footprints, he warned.
But
And
Father,
your song is not a gift meant for them. But Marina could not turn away from what she felt. The ocean was her home, yet the world above had stolen her heart with a single encounter. One night, as she sat silently on the edge of the deepest trench, tears drifting like pale pearls into the water, the sea began to twist. A whirlpool formed, black and hypnotic. From its center rose Narita, the tide witch, ancient, elegant, and terrifying. Her hair flowed like strands of seaweed caught in a winter current, and her violet eyes glowed with secrets older than the ocean floor. "I know why your heart aches," Narita murmured, circling her. "You yearn for what lies beyond the waves. You long to walk the world of men." Marina denied nothing. She asked only whether such a dream was even possible. Narita smiled, a slow curl of shadow. Everything has a price, child of the Sea King. I can give you legs 3 days on land, but in return you must give me your voice. The very gift he fell in love with. Marina's breath faltered. To walk beside Alaric was her greatest wish. But to surrender her voice was to surrender the essence of who she was. Still, she had seen his face in the moonlight. She had felt destiny stir inside her bones. Love, once awakened, demanded courage. I agree, she whispered. Narita plucked her voice from her throat, tan orb of shimmering blue light, and sealed it inside a bottle of swirling darkness. Pain ripped through Marina's body, her tail splitting into trembling legs as the magic folded around her. She collapsed into unconsciousness as the sea roared above her. When she awoke, she lay on warm sand under a rising sun. Her legs weak and unsteady felt foreign, but her heart surged when she saw Alaric rushing toward her. He knelt beside
Marina.
her, wrapping her in his cloak, undone by the sudden spark of recognition
Marina,
in her eyes.
can you hear me?
Though she could not speak, they found a language in silence, one built on glances, smiles, and the inexplicable sense that fate had drawn them together long. Before they met, Alaric brought her to the palace. He taught her to walk, guided her through gardens swaying with lanterns, and showed her constellations painted across the night sky. Marina, unable to tell him who she was, lived each moment with a mixture of wonder and heartbreak. She felt joy in his presence, but every night she watched him wander back to the sea, searching for the voice that saved him, her voice. As the third day approached, Marina grew weaker. Narita's icy whisper echoed through her mind. When the sun sets on the third day, if he has not chosen you, you will dissolve in the sea foam. It wasn't the thought of dying that frightened her, it was the thought of leaving without ever being truly known. On the final evening, as the sun dipped lower in a sky filled with gold and rose, Marina walked to the shore. Alaric followed, confusion and longing written across his face.
Why
I
are
can't
you walking
explain
away
it,
from me?
he said softly. But when I'm with you, I feel as though I've found something I lost long ago. Her tears fell clear, luminous, filled with all the words she could never say. One tear struck the sand, glowing like a captured star. It shattered into a burst of light, and her stolen voice, her song rose into the air. The melody swept over the shore, the same song that had once saved him. Recognition struck him like a wave. It was you, he whispered, stepping toward her. You're the one I've been searching for. The curse shattered. The sea glowed bright as if the heavens themselves had opened beneath the water. Marina's voice returned to her, warm and powerful. Her legs remained not bound by magic, but by the strength of a choice made by two hearts. Alaric gathered her into his arms as the tide brushed gently against their feet. The ocean, once the boundary between them, now shimmered with acceptance. Marina had become the bridge between two worlds, her song carrying healing not only to the sea but to every heart that listened. As time passed, people whispered that if you stood quietly by the ocean on a calm night, you could still hear Marina's voice woven into the wind soft as moonlight, warm as hope. A reminder that love can defy fear, that sacrifice is never wasted, and that destiny forever belongs to those brave enough to chase it. This was her journey, her sacrifice, her truth. This is the tale of the Little Mermaid reborn not from sorrow, but from courage and a love stronger than the sea itself.